From our fellow Catholics, best wishes. We are delighted to have you return to our channel. I hope you have a wonderful day in Christ. In order to keep up with the most recent information, we hope you enjoy this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Take a trip with us and watch this film through to the conclusion. Father Michel Rodrigue has sent the faithful an urgent warning in these trying times, stressing the importance of both physical and spiritual preparedness while the globe undergoes revolutionary changes. Father Michel's insights foretell a time of immense suffering that would include social turmoil, natural disasters, and a profound spiritual crisis. He refers to shelters in this sense that will be essential in safeguarding people's physical and spiritual well-being. Father Michel claims that these shelters are secure havens that are also places of spiritual solace. Even while they might involve tangible components, their importance goes well beyond these preparations. During the turbulent times ahead, these hallowed places will act as refuges where the faithful can find serenity, solidarity, and heavenly protection. Given the increasing indicators of turmoil around the world, he emphasizes that now is more important than ever to look for and get ready for these sanctuaries. The lesson from Father Michel makes it clear that shelters have both spiritual and material components. Spiritual preparedness is the cornerstone that guarantees real security, even though having a secure physical place with sufficient supplies is crucial. Being in harmony with God, strengthening one's faith, and keeping a strong relationship with the divine via prayer are the key ways to protect oneself. These shelters serve the purpose of being havens of calm in the midst of a storm for those who follow this road of spiritual preparedness. Father Michel emphasizes that without a strong spiritual foundation, building a physical structure alone won't be enough. Additionally, the shelters must serve as locations for believers to regularly pray, deepen their faith, and cultivate a strong sense of dependence on God. The real shelter is found in the heart that trusts fully in God, he declares. Since the chosen will be led to these safe havens when the time comes by faith, the necessity of spiritual preparation is not merely a theoretical concept, but a practical necessity. Father Michel emphasizes in his speech how the shelters serve as hubs for people with similar spiritual beliefs. These are supposed to be communities based on common spiritual practices and faith, not just places where individuals withdraw from the outside world. The shelters stand for a return to the fundamentals of life, which include selflessness, compassion, and a commitment to God. The devout will experience a deep sense of God's presence in these sanctuaries and find strength in the encouragement of others. Additionally, the shelters are to serve as global intercessory prayer centers. People who congregate here will pray for humanity as a whole in addition to seeking protection for themselves. According to Father Michel, the shelter's combined prayer strength will serve as a spiritual shield, assisting in the dispelling of darkness and the introduction of divine light into the earth. He continues, the prayer of the faithful will be like a shield, emphasizing the value of intercession in this period of spiritual conflict. Father Michel stressed the important aspect that not everyone will be able to visit these shelters. They will only be found by those who are spiritually ready and receptive to God's direction. He emphasizes that the necessary preparation entails a profound spiritual readiness in addition to physical necessities. People must be prepared to receive God's call, pursue His truth, and submit to His will. The ability to follow the faithful to these havens will depend on their spiritual receptivity to receiving divine direction. He stresses how urgent it is to start this spiritual preparation right away, since there is not much time left for the world to turn around. A period of mercy is coming to an end, as seen by the growing indicators of tribulation, which include moral deterioration and environmental disasters. When the time comes to seek refuge, Father Michel exhorts people to be ready to hear God's call and act without hesitation. The growing spiritual conflict between the forces of good and evil is another topic covered in Father Michel's discourse. He cautions that as these circumstances get darker, the enemy will work harder to divert people from God by causing uncertainty, fear, and conflict. As a result, the shelters will act as safe havens from these evil spiritual powers, providing people who maintain their faith with heavenly protection. He emphasizes that the enemy's strategies are designed to erode Christians' determination and get them to stray away from God. Nonetheless, the shelters will offer a hallowed area where the devout can pray against these temptations and abundantly receive God's favor. These shelters will be crucial in protecting the faithful from the evil forces that aim to rule the world, Father Michel tells us, and spiritual warfare is a reality. Father Michel recognizes the significance of attending to physical needs, even though he places a high value on spiritual preparation. In preparation for times of shortage, he counsels people and families to start stockpiling necessities including non-perishable food, water, medications, and first aid supplies. The availability of basic essentials may be disrupted, thus it is important to pay attention to the physical aspects of preparation. Father Michel advises that while the shelters will provide group assistance, the first step in getting ready is for each individual to take charge of their own and their family's health. The tangible actions done now will support spiritual preparedness and lay the groundwork for overcoming the challenges that lie ahead. He reminds them that although material preparations are crucial, they must be coupled with a firm belief in God's providence, since He will never desert those who put their confidence in Him. Finding a place to stay is only one aspect of the vocation to establish spiritual communities. Father Michel exhorts Christians to look out and get in touch with those who have similar spiritual beliefs. Communities of faith will be vital sources of consolation, protection, and support during the upcoming trials. Father Michel reminds us that where 2 or 3 gather in prayer, God is there, highlighting the fact that prayer and shared faith are what make a community strong. These communities will be essential in supporting members as they work through challenges together. People can find comfort in knowing that they are a member of a larger spiritual family, rather than overcoming obstacles alone. The faithful can forge close ties that will strengthen them against hopelessness and enable them to get through even the most difficult circumstances by uniting in prayer and mutual support. Father Michel also emphasizes the importance of generosity as a foundational element of readiness. Acts of kindness and compassion for others will be potent manifestations of faith during difficult times. In an otherwise dark world, he exhorts the faithful to exercise selflessness, help those in need, and share what they have, since these deeds will be beacons of light. He adds why giving to charity is an essential spiritual practice that deepens faith in addition to being a moral obligation. Sharing with others when resources are limited strengthens one's spiritual resilience and shows faith in God's provision. Giving to charity creates an atmosphere where God's presence is felt, calms the heart, and fortifies the ties within the spiritual community. Father Michel's sermon is a call to action rather than just introspection. The faithful are exhorted to start making practical and spiritual preparations, to see the signs of the times, and to act quickly in response to God's call. He says that because their hearts will be rooted in faith, people who fully trust in God will find serenity even in the midst of chaos. Prayer is shown as a potent weapon against evil, particularly when recited through the Rosary. Father Michel tells us that every prayer is a spiritual weapon that draws heavenly grace into our lives and strengthens the soul. One tool of spiritual power that can remove darkness and bring God's light to even the most disturbed souls is the Rosary. The time has come to take action, to fortify one's spiritual life, and to get ready for the challenges that lie ahead. The faithful can get through these turbulent times knowing that God is with them if they combine material preparation with a strong commitment to faith. Let this message serve as a roadmap for the actions we should take in order to safeguard both our physical and spiritual health. I appreciate you joining me on this adventure. This investigation is significant and powerful because of your participation and presence. May the shared tales of our human experience inspire and uplift you until the next time.